Hello, welcome back. In this story, you will find out a very interesting fight. If you like this story, please hit the like button. And if you are new on my channel, please hit the subscribe button. Watch this story.
The mutant revolution has finally come to Attilan, the ancestral home of the Inhumans, hidden away in the blue area of the moon. But this isn't an army storming the gates. It's something far more terrifying, a force of nature wearing a human face. David Haller, the Omega-level mutant known as Legion, stands at the city's edge. But stands is a gentle word for what he's doing. He's convulsing, a maelstrom of psychic energy bleeding out into reality. The 1,000 personalities raging within his mind have broken free from his control, and their conflict is manifesting as devastating psychic tremors. The crystalline structures of Attilan, built to withstand the vacuum of space, are now cracking and groaning under the strain. The very air shimmers and distorts as if reality itself is being torn at the seams. In the grand central plaza, amidst the beautiful but now trembling architecture, a solitary figure waits. It's Blackhager Boltagon. Black Bolt, the silent king of the Inhumans. His presence is a stark contrast to Legion's chaotic energy. He stands perfectly still, clad in his regal attire, his face an unreadable mask of calm. There is no fear in his eyes, only a profound sense of duty and a heavy, ancient sorrow. He knows what's at stake. This isn't just a battle for his city. It's a confrontation that could decide the fate of both mutants and Inhumans. The survival of two peoples rests on the shoulders of one king. Around him, the last of his royal guard have been evacuated, whisked away to safety. Black Bolt insisted on facing this threat alone. He understands the power he's up against, and he knows that only he has the slightest chance of stopping it. This is a duel of kings, a clash between the ultimate psychic force and the ultimate sonic power. Legion lurches forward, his body twitching erratically, his eyes, burning with 1,000 different consciousnesses, fixate on the silent monarch. A new personality surges to the forefront, one with a cruel, artistic flair for destruction. The air around Black Bolt suddenly thickens, growing heavy and viscous. It's no longer air. Legion has warped reality, transmuting the very atmosphere into shimmering, liquid glass. The molten substance rises rapidly, threatening to engulf the king, to drown him in a beautiful, suffocating tomb. It swirls around Black Bolt's boots, then his knees, yet he remains unmoved. His regal stillness is an act of defiance, a silent declaration that he will not be broken by this madness. He doesn't even flinch as the liquid glass rises to his chest, the pressure immense. He is an anchor of stability in a sea of chaos. Seeing his initial assault fail, Legion's form contorts again. Another personality, a being of pure, unadulterated psychic rage, takes control. The liquid glass evaporates instantly, replaced by a pressure that's even more terrifying. It's a mental assault. The air crackles with psionic energy as Legion gathers his power for a single, overwhelming attack. This isn't just a physical blow. It's a psychic blast designed to scour every inhuman mind from existence, to silence their entire race in one horrifying moment. The collective consciousness of Attilan, their hopes, their dreams, their history, all of it is targeted. Black Bolt feels the immense power building, a psychic scream poised to shatter his people. He sees the agony in Legion's eyes, the torment of a man who is a prisoner in his own mind, now being used as a weapon of mass destruction. The king knows he can no longer hold back. The subtle manipulations of his power, the careful control he has practiced for his entire life, will not be enough. He closes his eyes for a brief moment, a silent prayer or perhaps a final goodbye to the peace he has so desperately maintained. Then, he opens his mouth. It's not a wide-mouthed roar or a shout. It's just a slight parting of the lips, barely perceptible. From this small opening, he releases a single, focused whisper. It's a sound that is not a sound, a vibration of such specific and devastating frequency that it cuts through the fabric of the universe. This is the source of his power, the quasi-sonic energy that has leveled mountains and humbled gods. The focused whisper rockets across the plaza, a nearly invisible sliver of pure force. It meets Legion's psychic wall head-on. The collision is instantaneous and cataclysmic. There is no massive explosion of fire and debris. Instead, there is a blinding flash of pure white light, a silent detonation that consumes all color, all shadow. The impact is so fundamentally powerful that it disrupts the flow of time itself. For a moment, everything stutters. The crumbling towers of Attilan freeze mid-collapse. Legion himself flickers, his form shifting uncontrollably through a dozen different personalities and physical manifestations. In one instant, he is a towering giant of raw muscle, In the next, a translucent ghost, then a being of living, ethereal flame. He becomes a child, then an old man, then a creature of pure nightmare. Each form is a desperate attempt by one of his personalities to gain control, to fight back against the overwhelming force that has struck them. But Black Bolt's voice is absolute. The single, sustained whisper holds steady, a constant, unwavering note in the symphony of chaos. It is the antithesis of Legion's fractured mind. Where Legion is many, Black Bolt is one. Where Legion is chaos, Black Bolt is order. The sonic energy isn't just a physical attack, it's an imposition of will, a fundamental law being written into reality. It systematically unravels the psychic constructs Legion has created. The phantom images, the reality warps, the mental projections, they all dissolve like sandcastles against an unstoppable tide. The white light intensifies, and at its heart, the king remains, a silhouette against the impossible brightness. He knows the whisper isn't enough. It can hold Legion back, but it cannot end the threat. It cannot save David Haller from himself. To do that, he must do the one thing he has sworn never to do within the confines of his city. He must unleash his full power. The stakes are too high. It's the survival of his people versus the potential destruction of his home. A king's choice. With a resolve forged in a lifetime of silence, he makes his decision. He opens his mouth wider. This time, no sound emerges at all. It is a silent scream, a complete and total release of his quasi-sonic power, a wave of such devastating force that it operates on a level beyond human perception. It is the concept of destruction given form. The silent wave expands outwards, and this time, it doesn't just disrupt Legion's psychic constructs, it shatters them. The very foundations of Legion's 1,000 minds are rocked. The psychic wall, once an impenetrable fortress, cracks and then explodes into a million shards of psionic light. The connection between Legion's personalities is severed. David Haller's body is thrown backwards, no longer supported by the maelstrom of power. He crashes to the ground, his form no longer shifting, no longer twitching. The chaotic energy vanishes. The tremors stop. The air becomes just air again. David lies still, breathing shallowly, his face finally at peace. He isn't dead, but the force of Black Bolt's silent scream has plunged him into a deep, protective coma, silencing the 1,000 warring voices in his head. Silence finally returns to the central plaza of Attilan. The white light fades, revealing the cost of the victory. The beautiful architecture is scarred, sections of the city are little more than rubble, but Attilan still stands. Its people are safe. Black Bolt looks down at the unconscious form of David Haller, a fallen god who was both aggressor and victim. Then, he looks up at the stars, a lone king in his damaged, but unbroken, kingdom. The mutant revolution had reached his doorstep, threatening to erase his people from history. In the end, in a battle against 1,000 raging minds, the king's silence proved to be louder and more decisive than 1,000 voices. Thank you so much for watching. This epic confrontation shows the sheer scale of power these two characters wield. What did you think of Black Bolt's decision? Let us know in the comments below. And if you love deep dives into your favorite comic book battles, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. We'll see you in the next one.